Today we're checking out the Neabot P1 Pro Pet Vacuum and Groomer. We'll start with an unboxing and then I'm going to test it out on my cat Bo just to see how well this pet vacuum and groomer really works. By the end of the video, you're going to know why I believe this is worth buying. We'll go ahead and start with the unboxing here. And inside the box, we're going to be greeted with a user guide, followed by an accessory bag. And then we have all the different pieces to the vacuum. We have quite a number of different attachments for this vacuum, including things like your normal suction heads. Then we have two different styles of pet combs. And lastly, we have some clippers. And of course, we have some different guards for those clippers. Because I'm going to be testing this out on my cat, I'm not going to be using the clippers inside this video, but I will be testing out the comb attachments and the suction attachments. I was sent this to test and review inside this video, however, all of my thoughts and opinions are my own. And with that being said, let's go ahead, plug this in, and test it out on my cat, Bo. To use the P1 Pro, it's really simple. We have a power on button here. And you also notice that it is fairly quiet for a vacuum. We also have a max button right here that you can press to get the max amount of suction from the vacuum. In total, we have 3 different suction levels. To install an attachment, all you have to do is just line it up and press until it clicks. For this demo, we're going to be using 3 different attachment tools. The first is going to be the grooming brush, and this is going to clean off any of those floating hairs on top of my cat. Next, we're going to try out the de-shedding tool, which is going to do the same thing that the grooming brush does, remove those loose hairs, but this will work on pets that have longer hair or shorter hair. And then lastly, we'll demonstrate how to use the cleaning brush to get pet hair off of your clothes. First up, the grooming brush. While testing out the grooming brush, I noticed that it did a really good job of removing that loose hair on top of my cat's coat. He's not a huge fan of being brushed, but this tool right here did a great job of removing that hair and keeping it off of our carpets. Next up, the de-shedding tool. This tool also performed really well, and it was easier to maneuver on our cat's hair just because it was a smaller brush overall. I would highly recommend using this one on cats just because of the size factor, but I thought it did just as good, maybe even better, as the first tool. One of the coolest parts about the de-shedding tool is the button on the back. Whenever you push the gray button in, it will suck all of the hair into the vacuum that was stuck on the comb. I think that this is a very useful feature because you can comb your pets without getting hair all over the floor, and then it sucks all the remaining hair that was stuck on the comb back into the vacuum. Last up, the cleaning brush. I tested this out on one of my coats that had a bunch of pet hair on it, and I noticed that it did a solid job of removing that pet hair off of the coat. You could also use this on animals, but I prefer using it on clothes just because it did such a great job on this coat, and I'm assuming that it will continue to do great on my other types of clothing. So if you're looking for an easy way to remove pet hair off of black clothing, I highly recommend using this tool. Overall, I was really impressed with this pet grooming kit and vacuum. It did a great job of getting that excess hair off of my cat, and even though he didn't always love it, I was able to get that excess hair off no problem. I really do feel like this would better suit a dog owner. However, you can get away with using it on cats. And if your cat has a lot of hair like my cat does, then using the comb is definitely going to be beneficial. I firmly believe that the P1 Pro is a valuable pet vacuum and grooming kit. It definitely lives up to that pro name, and I can recommend it to anybody who owns a long-haired pet. All in all, it's a solid vacuum, which is why I recommend buying it. Thank you so much for watching this video review, and I hope that it helps. My name is David, and I do product reviews, product comparisons, and top 5 best videos in both the home and outdoor niches. If you're into that kind of stuff, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for when I release my next video.